Welcome to the RendezVousSpot.com demonstration. My name is Matt Rosner, creator of this site. I'd like to thank you for your interest in the site, and hopefully by the end of this demonstration you'll see the real power of this website. So first, let's start off by telling you what RendezVousSpot.com is. What it is a site that's dedicated to finding you a place to meet with friends, family members, co-workers that isn't too far for either person, so no one's stuck driving the entire way. So let's jump into the demo here. I'm just going to use zip codes here just for simplistic sake. So let's enter in an address, zip code. And as you see, did you mean is common. You see it at Google. Click on that. It'll enter in that address for you as though Google should be seeing it. Add another address. Okay, so what you'll see here, let me close that, is it plotting both points, point A, point B. This happens to be in Detroit. This one happens to be in Cleveland. And the nice blue highlighted route you've seen with Google Maps is the actual driving directions from point A to point B, the highlighted route you would take. Now, this is where you'll see RendezVousSpot.com take a step above the competition as far as finding you that middle point. What other sites will do for you is find the latitude and longitude of your first address, find the latitude and longitude of the second address, do a mathematical computation, find a middle point that's, somewhere in here. Now, if in most cases, if there's land, roads in between, it's not a big deal. But if you have a situation like this, where you have a lake here, you don't want to be searching points around here because it doesn't make much sense. So what RendezVousSpot.com will do is it'll highlight the route you would take from point A to point B and find a point along that route that's halfway between the two, so you'll get a really accurate meeting spot. And it's on a major road because that's the road you would actually take to get from one point to the other. So this is the point it found for us. Shows up as this little, reddish kind of point. You can, if you don't like this, you can pick it up and drag it and drop it somewhere else. Now, one thing to note is if you see how it's snapping back to the line, that's actually a feature that you can turn on and off. If you go up here, this snap to line here, right now it's currently set to on. You could set that to off and go ahead and then drop it anywhere on the map. So if we like it back to where, turn it back on and it'll snap it back to the line, and there you go. So it pops up here with a few criteria. Food, shopping, movies, hotels, library, museum, just some common things that you might want to be meeting for. So let's say, we want to meet up for a drink somewhere. So go ahead and click that, and first thing you'll notice is that it's a tabbed display here, and everything you see on each tab pertains to that particular address. So everything you see here is from this Plymouth zip code. So this hour and 35 minutes is from Plymouth to this CK's track sidebar. If we click over the other tab, this hour and 45 minutes is from this 44122 address. So if you toggle back and forth between the two, you can see down here the numbers are changing just slightly. It looks like it's off by about 10 minutes, which isn't really a big deal. It did a pretty good job of finding a good place to meet that's not too far for one person. Looks like they're all off about 10 minutes, which isn't too bad. The other thing you'll notice here, a few links. If we click on this, it's going to bring up whatever Google has information on that certain location. If there's any kind of reviews or any websites or anything like that, you can check it out to make sure people actually like going to this place. You can pop it up here and show the actual directions if you want, as well as clicking the directions to here. This obviously pertains to the Plymouth address, so clicking on here is going to take us from Plymouth to that spot. and then go ahead and print it out, and that way you can have these while you're driving to the place. The two icons down here at the bottom, let's hover over them. Email this place and show on map. Pretty self-explanatory. Clicking on this is going to take you back to the map and popping it up where it is on the map. To get back to those results, just click here on show results and it'll take you right back. The other thing we have here is email this place. Click on that. Standard email form, go ahead and enter in your credentials. A little message if you want. And there you go. Go ahead and email it. And so you got it right here. Here's our little email address and what it shows up like. Dear John, you've been sent this following rendezvous spot, and gives the location as well as hot links. Now, one thing I want to point out to you, here's a little message I sent, is this link down here. Click here to see full list of rendezvous spots. Okay, so say I'm John here and I don't like this CK bar, this CK's trackside bar. I want to suggest something else. If I go ahead and click this, what it's going to do is going to take me back to rendezvous site, rendezvouspot.com, and bring up those exact results. I could go back to the original. It's the exact results I had on the other one, so that way John here can say, you know what, I like Last Call Bar better, and go back and forth until you come up with a common ground. The other thing you'll notice on this pop-up window are these little check boxes. It's kind of a new feature here where you can actually send multiple points. So say I wanted to suggest this Great Silver Top, the Last Call Bar, and say this CK's Trackside Bar. You can go ahead and click Email Selected Places. Go ahead and type in your credentials again. Having trouble typing today. Go ahead and send these. And what you'll see, we go back to our inbox here, that our new email will have what you expect, multiple rendezvous spots, and that way you can give them a few suggestions. Pretty cool stuff. So let's close this one out. One last thing to note I didn't mention before, down here at the bottom here, if you want to send it to multiple people at once while you're typing out a name, just go ahead and separate them by a semicolon and make sure your email address is separated by a semicolon, and it'll go ahead and parse that out for you and send separate emails per address. And that is all about the emailing. For convenience sake, I added these links up here so you can just stay in this exact view. Go ahead and toggle or tab through these, and it'll go ahead and bring up the location. So if you wanted to find museum, it'll find you some museums, movies, so you can just stay in this one thing, one little pop-up window, and get all your results. So let's go back to the map here real quick. Another little feature that lets you do here is, say I didn't really mean Plymouth. I am actually, instead of in Cleveland, I'm in Columbus instead. Update that. Oops. That's Columbus. Go ahead and it'll just clear out all your last results, and as you see, we got a nice blue line and it changed everything. So if we do some searching around here, we're going to get our Columbus to Cleveland results. That's pretty much the majority of the features. You can play around with it all you want. Love to hear from you. If you go to the contact page here, you can send me some information, what you like, what you don't like, some things you wish the site had, some things you don't like. Just like to hear back from you. Would like to thank you for watching this demonstration, and hope you enjoy the site. Thanks.